Hello everyone, my name is Riddle and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the Blur and Sharpen tools and how to apply them to a separate clip. We're going to be using this clip that I've used on previous tutorials, which is some stock footage that I found that I'm going to slowly edit and just show you like how we can make this look a lot nicer than how it currently looks. So simply in the bottom left, it might be in a slightly different place on your one, we can see if we go to the effects tab and it'd be under video effects. If we scroll down on here, is it under video? No, it's not. It is, I've probably already gone past it. Yeah, sorry, it's right here at the top. I completely missed it. The Blur and Sharpen tool. And then we go, this whole list, I could probably, can I do, nah, it's very awkward to move this around how I want it. But anyway, we got sharpen and we got blurs and everything. So if we add a sharpen to this clip, you can't see any difference just yet, but I don't need that. Okay, so we can choose how much we want to sharpen it by. If we were to put it up, you can see like that's way, way, way too much. Normally you only want a little bit of sharpen, as in if we go to 0, how it originally looked. We just put it just a little bit, like let's say 72, why not? Just for the sake of example. It makes everything look slightly sharper. What we could always do, as we learned last episode with keyframing, is if we put a keyframe here, and we put one here and put this one back down to 0, just to see the difference between the two clips. So this is what it looks like with the sharpen, and then it's going to change as the clip goes on to the unsharpened, which it is now, which it looks a bit blurrier, as in having just a little bit of sharpen. Probably the amount I've got is too much, to be honest. Having a little bit of sharpen, let's try 50, can make it look a little bit nicer. Especially if the clip is slightly blurry. You can't make a completely blurry image clear with sharpen, but you can make it look a little bit nicer. I'm also going to delete the sharpen effect and show you the blur effect for the sake of showing blur. Let's put on camera blur. You can see a lot of blur straight away. If we put this down to 0, then it goes away. And just with small amounts of blur, you can see how much until it's unrecognizable at 100. So really, if you have something in the background, you probably don't want it any more than around the 15 mark, really. As in, if you wanted something over the top and this being like a completely blurred out background, probably around 15 to 20, you don't need anything more than that to completely blur something out. There are several different types of blur that you can do, such as, this is the camera blur, there's channel blur, compound blur, directional blur. If I put that one on, and what you can see is this is changing the direction that it's blurring. If I put down the blur amount a bit, you can see as it's rotating around where it's actually blurring on the screen, the direction that it will blur in. This can be quite useful for certain effects. If I put a box in here, which essentially the box is, the effect is only happening within the box, and I could blur it a lot, like you can see how much from the original picture like that, how much it blurs through. We can change the direction of it, and all of that, and that's essentially how a blur works. Those are the two probably most common blurs that you would see. Let's try this completely different one, blurriness. Yeah, once again, it's just, this one's got more of a black border around the outside of it. Instead of just a normal blur, it brings it in a lot more. It makes it look, gives it more of an effect to it, which, what I recommend, as I've said, with Photoshop tutorials that are very similar to this, I won't go through every type of blur and every type of thing of how you use it, but that's the basic gist of it and where to find them all. Feel free to just mess about with them yourself, see what works for you for the video you're working on, and just try and learn it yourself on what is the best way to go about it, but this is the basic tutorial on how to use the Blur and Sharpen. I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, goodbye.